In this lesson, we're going to prove to you that the sun is a symbol of God, and it is. So the first thing we want to do is go in the Holy Bible to Romans chapter 1, verse 20, where it says, "For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made." Okay, so the invisible things of God are clearly seen and understood by the things that he created. Okay, over here we're going to, I've put in the keywords consuming fire. And in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 29, it says, "For our God is a consuming fire." That's an invisible thing of God. Do you see anything that he made, he created, that is a consuming fire? The answer, of course, is the sun. The sun is all fire all the way around it. The sun is also up in the highest heaven. Okay, there's different levels to heaven. It's in the highest heaven. Anyway, the next proof we have here is, I'm going to key up all light, no darkness. Yep. It's in the Bible. Here in First John, okay, the first chapter, and verse 5, where it says, "God is light, and in him is no darkness at all." That's an invisible thing of God. But do you see anything physically that he made that is light and has no darkness or no dark side? The answer, of course, is the sun. The sun is all light, has no dark side to it at all. So it's all light, no darkness. The next proof is going to be Jesus, who is God too. God is the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world." So we'll key up, I am the light of the world. It's in the Bible twice. It's in John chapter 8, verse 12. Jesus is speaking. He says, "I am the light of the world." And of course, in John chapter 9, verse 5, Jesus speaking, "As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world." Okay, so do you see anything? That's an invisible thing of God. Do you see anything physically that God created that is the light of this world? It is the sun. The sun is the light of this world. Okay, and I'll give you one more clue here. In Revelation, Jesus speaking, he said, "I am the bright and morning star." So we'll keep that up. There it is. Revelation chapter 22, verse 16. Jesus speaking, he says, "I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star." Do you see anything physically he made that is the bright and morning star? It's the sun. The sun, for those who don't know, is a star. It's the brightest star in a galaxy, and it's very beautiful in the morning when it comes up. So there you have four invisible things of God, okay? That God is a consuming fire, that God is all light and has no darkness. Jesus said, "I'm the light of the world." And he said, "I'm the bright morning star." Those are four invisible things of God. And I'll ask it again, do you see anything that he made that is a consuming fire, that is all light, that is the light of this world, the bright and morning star? The answer is the sun. The sun is all of those. It is a consuming fire, it is all light. It is the light of this world. It is a bright morning star. So the sun represents God, okay? Well, if the sun represents God, is there anything that he created that represents you? Of course. And you're standing on it or sitting on it or walking on it. It is the earth. The earth represents you, okay? 72% of the earth's surface is water. 72% of your body is water. 28% of the earth is dirt or dust. 28% of you is going to return to being dust. Do you understand? So 72% of you is water, 28% of you is dirt. The word human being comes from a Latin word humus, which means dirt, earth. You're made from earth, dust. Okay, in the beginning of Genesis, it says that God made man from the dust of the ground. Anyway, the earth does represent you. The earth has two spheres. Your brain has two spheres. You understand? The earth indeed does represent you. The wind represents your spirit. The everything you see represents your mind. The things you can't see up in the space and beyond space represents your imagination. You have an imagination. You have a mind. You have a spirit. You also have a soul. The saltwater oceans represent your soul. Okay. When you were an infant, for 9 months you were in salt water. It's called amniotic fluid. There's salt in your tears. There's salt in your sweat. And there's also salt in semen. Salt water represents purity, okay? Salt can heal, it can cure, and it's pure. When you're born with a pure soul. And then throughout your life, it becomes dirty for the sins that you do, you know. Your soul becomes filthy. It does. And there's only one who can cleanse your soul, and that, of course, is Jesus Christ. You understand? So the sun represents Jesus. The earth represents you. You understand? There's more to it. Of course, the stars represent angels. A falling star is a fallen angel. The moon represents Satan. I've done that in other teachings. You can look at those. Anyway, the sun does represent God. The earth represents you. The stars represent angels. A falling or shooting star represents a fallen angel. The moon represents Satan. And it does. So the invisible things of God are clearly seen all around you. Do you understand? 3 years ago, I was reborn. There was a man named Nicodemus that came to Jesus in the middle of the night, and he asked him, "What must I do to enter your kingdom?" And he said, Jesus said, "You must be born again to see the kingdom of heaven." He didn't say you had to be born again to get into heaven. He said you had to be born again to see the kingdom of heaven. And I was born again 3 years ago through an experience that I cannot explain fully. It took about a week. And it's just the most profound thing that's ever happened to me in my whole life. And I can see the kingdom of heaven. And here's part of it. Isn't it? It's very beautiful, the things that of God. Anyway, ask Jesus into your heart, and he'll show you things you never knew.